Take a look at this. This is the house I was allocated. This is the house they gave me, the relocation house. And this is what it looks like. It's been over a month, but they still haven't allowed me to move in.
The video shows a newly built relocation house in Xigao Garden, Zhumadian, Henan. The walls are severely cracked and peeling, making it hard to believe this is a brand new house. Many online commentators have labeled it a typical tofu-dreg project, referring to poorly constructed buildings. Would you feel safe living here? A commenter noted, across the country, relocation houses are the same. The worst quality houses are given to those relocated due to demolitions. After just a few years, they deteriorate. Then, when you're forced to buy another property, the compensation money just goes back into the hands of developers. The video then moves to Kunming, Yunnan, where a homeowner in Kele village shows the poor condition of the floor in their relocation house. You see this? I can crack the floor just by tapping my foot, they say. Look at this rebar in the concrete. You can see it here. This is the rebar. One commenter joked that the rebar is so weak you could twist it into a knot with your hands. Is this made of plastic? One asked. Next, the video shows how the construction of reinforced concrete is being done poorly. The construction work today is a joke. The workers forget to add rebar. They just laid it on the ground, stamped it down, and called it done. But I want to ask, how does this rebar feel like it doesn't exist? In Beijing's Jiangji East District, a new relocation house built by the local government shows similar issues. After just one rainfall, the foundation collapsed. Some residents reported leaks in their homes. The vlogger pointed out that the houses were in such bad condition, even before people moved in. When residents approached the government for help, they were met with endless delays and no real response. One commenter criticized the project, calling it a tofu-dreg project that puts people's lives at risk. At another relocation site, workers were seen paving the community roads with over soft, poorly filled soil and construction waste. Look at this, the foundation isn't solid, it's uneven. This is just a waste of time. Pouring cement over it like that, there's no way this will be sturdy in the future, one worker says. A commenter online sarcastically remarked, this must save a lot of money. The developers are certainly making easy money. Some commenters also mentioned that such construction problems are everywhere in the community. Someone asked, what is the supervisor doing? A commenter replied, the supervisor has been bribed. What else is there to say? On June 26th, a video from Anhui's Changnan New Village shows pieces of the wall from a relocation house falling off and damaging cars parked below. This is the quality of the relocation houses, the vlogger says. Imagine if it hit someone instead of a car. It's always the ordinary people who suffer. The vlogger shared that the police had contacted her to delete the video, claiming it was causing negative effects. This reflects the typical way issues are handled by authorities, solving problems by silencing those who report them. Tofu-dreg projects in relocation housing are difficult to avoid. One vlogger angrily pointed out that their car was damaged by falling tiles from a high-rise relocation house, stating that you get hit even when you're doing nothing. They added that every time there's wind, tiles continuously fall off the community, and residents are too afraid to leave their homes. Housing safety is a real concern. The vlogger called on relevant authorities to address the issue and come up with a solution. They stressed that while only a car was damaged this time, if someone were injured, who would be responsible? In Shangrao, Linghu, a homeowner recorded a video saying they were supposed to receive their house tomorrow, but couldn't bring themselves to accept it due to the poor construction. How did this house even pass inspection? In Gansu's Qingyang City, residents have been facing problems in the relocation area they've lived for in less than 2 years. Leaking roofs, foundation collapses, and cracked walls are rampant. When villagers complained to the township government, they were ignored. The developers keep pushing back, refusing to fix the issues, and residents are forced to repair the damage themselves. In a water reservoir relocation area in Henan, a project founded and supervised by local authorities is also suffering from poor quality. The vlogger shares that the roof leaks after rain, the walls seep water, and the windows don't seal properly. Despite strict supervision, the project has all the hallmarks of a tofu-dreg project. With over 40,000 residents living here, people are left wondering how they can feel secure. As China's urbanization progresses rapidly, the demand for relocation housing has surged. By 2023, the urbanization rate in China has surpassed 65%, involving millions of people relocating. These houses, often government-led projects, are supposed to be affordable housing for displaced citizens. However, they are plagued by corruption, poor materials, and rushed construction. Developers, eager to cut costs, often use substandard materials or skip necessary steps to save money. This results in poor quality, with many residents forced to live in unsafe conditions. The pressure to meet high demand and tight deadlines has led to compromises in construction. Local governments push developers to finish projects quickly to accommodate the expanding urban population, but quality control is often overlooked. Many relocation housing projects are subcontracted multiple times, further lowering construction standards and increasing the risk of poor workmanship. The failure to properly supervise these projects, coupled with widespread corruption, has created a system where developers, government agencies, and property management companies pass the blame to one another when problems arise. With limited ability to advocate for themselves, the residents, often farmers with little knowledge of their legal rights, have little recourse when quality issues surface. Compared to commercial housing, relocation housing has a much weaker investment, supervision, and accountability, making it more prone to quality issues. In fact, tofu-dreg projects can also be found in commercial housing. On May 27, in the Xufei Yijiang Yunzhou residential complex in Zhengzhou, a homeowner who had just bought a property filmed a video showing how easily a plastic bottle cap could create a hole in the floor. This video sparked widespread online discussion, with many commenters pointing out that the floor seemed to have no cement at all. "This isn't concrete, it's just dirt," one person said. The next day, the vlogger filmed another video where they used their hands to dig up the floor. "Don't keep digging," commented one person. "If you keep going, you'll end up digging through the floor below." Looking at the building's support columns, it was revealed that they were hollow, filled only with construction debris. Additionally, the sheer wall contained yellow mud mixed in with the concrete. How can people live in a house like this? Forget 70 years, this might not even last 10 years, said a concerned commenter. The developer CIFI Group had advertised this project as a high-end residential improvement project located next to a first-class riverside park. The community included 8 9-story villas and 25 27-story high-rise buildings. It also boasted foreign language middle schools, experimental primary schools, and an 800 square foot clubhouse. The pre-sale price was over 16,000 yuan per square meter, targeting high-end clientele like white-collar professionals. However, when the homes were handed out, homeowners were deeply disappointed. Not only had the landscaping and amenities been downgraded, but the homes they paid high prices for turned out to be tofu-dreg quality. Across Chinese cities, many towering apartment buildings that appear impressive at first glance are showing concerning issues. Many communities experience falling exterior walls, broken railings, and other safety hazards during severe weather, leaving residents living in constant fear. Look at this. It comes off just by touching it lightly. Here, all of it has broken off. Look at this one, too. It's broken again. Yincheng Luzhou. If you're entering this community, you'd better wear a helmet. If you don't, look across the street. See where the railings are? Places where no one lives have never been fixed, and many are broken. You see all these small pipes missing from the railing? With the wind, they can blow down at any moment. It's very dangerous for anyone walking below. A resident of high-rise building noticed that the exterior walls were at risk of falling. They urgently contacted others to help in an attempt to prevent debris from falling and injuring someone. They decided to remove the loose sections themselves. However, during this process, a few pieces of the wall still fell off, nearly causing an accident. In Chengdu, Sichuan, a resident on the 28th floor filmed a video after a large section of their ceiling suddenly fell. This can be peeled off completely. Once you peel it, it crumbles in your hand. It's all just debris. It's already rusted. A big piece fell off, leaving a small hole on top, and the bottom came crashing down. The resident collected the fallen concrete pieces and found them to be very granular, made entirely of sand with no stones mixed in. The debris could be broken apart easily with just a hand, clearly showing it was made with substandard materials. The resident shared that a neighbor on the top floor had faced the same issue, and they had to repair it themselves. Now it was happening in their own home. The vlogger pointed out, after the Wenchuan earthquake, they said Chengdu's housing quality was fine. So, why are we still seeing these tofu-dreg projects? After the video was posted, some commenters advised the vlogger not to expose the issue, fearing it would impact the price of second-hand properties. However, the vlogger argued that if everyone remains silent about these tofu-dreg projects, the people will ultimately be the ones to suffer. By speaking out, there might still be a chance to resolve the issue. China's largest real estate company, Country Garden, known for its high turnover development model, has repeatedly faced issues with tofu-dreg projects. On July 12th, in Danchang town in Guangdong, a netizen exposed that Country Garden had secretly used sea sand to build in one of their communities. Sea sand, due to its high salt content, can erode steel bars. The video showed the walls of the underground parking lot load-bearing pillars crumbling easily. Some steel bars were already exposed and broken. The homeowner had been complaining for 3 months before inspectors finally showed up. A commenter below the video revealed that the renovation workers said that only Country Garden houses are easy to drill holes and dig wiring slots. Another commenter mentioned that many sand-carrying ships in the Taiwan Strait used to transport tens of thousands of tons of sea sand to Shanghai, and then it was redistributed to places like Hubei, Jiangxi, Anhui, and Sichuan.
看这阳台，从封的开始已经
Looking at this foundation settling, the balcony from where it was settled has a huge crack already. This is in Xinyang, Henan, in a country garden project. I called 12345, the government's public service hotline, to report the issue, but nothing happened. What should we do now? Not only is the foundation sinking, but some houses have had their walls explode.
什么逼小区的嘛，熬逼。
What kind of terrible community is this? The walls are exploding, everything's falling apart. Look here, this is sinking. There's a huge pit underneath. According to someone in the know, this is the Jiangqiao Manye Bay community in Zhejiang, which was handed over in 2022. 80% of the buildings in the entire community are like this. A commenter shared, I bought a house where the whole place leaks, and now I have to fix it myself. I'm even being complained about by my neighbors, telling me to tear it down. People today are just awful. Another commenter remarked, this is a tofu-dreg project. I've worked on construction sites for 15 years, and this is substandard concrete. There are strict standards for the strength of concrete in high-rise buildings, different for 6, 11, 21, and 31-story buildings. Some people are just trying to make a quick profit and run off abroad without caring about the quality. In China, buying a house is like gambling. Either it's a tofu-dreg project or it floods when it rains. Earthquakes are the ultimate test for housing quality, and tofu-dreg projects quickly reveal their true nature. On March 28th of this year, a strong earthquake in Myanmar was also felt in parts of Yunnan. After the quake, many buildings with poor quality construction saw cracks in their walls. However, the homeowners were left with no way to seek help. Even government staff told them it doesn't matter if the walls crack.
这怎么可能无所谓呢？家里几乎每面墙都开裂。
How can this be nothing to worry about? Every wall in our house has cracks. These shocking cracks, and they'll tell us it's nothing. Well, what are we supposed to wait for? We can't even live here. Where else can we go? When we asked the property management, they said they can only fix the elevator. The building itself is fine. As for the cracks in the walls, they just ignore them. They told us we need to resume normal life after the quake. When we ask or inquire, they say we're pushing them too hard. If we mention the cement, materials, or walls being problematic, they'll tell us we're just being difficult. They even say, every high-rise is like this. You just want compensation. The 2008 Wenchuan earthquake revealed the dangers of tofu-dreg projects, which caused a massive loss of life. People should have learned from this disaster that when they build in earthquake-prone areas, housing quality should be the highest priority. However, even after the earthquake, the relocation housing built for reconstruction turned out to be tofu-dreg projects, and many villagers preferred to live in unsafe homes rather than to move into those so-called safer relocation houses. The government spent over 1 million yuan, and now it's in this condition. It just falls apart when touched. This is completely a tofu-dreg project.
You can touch it lightly and it falls off. Look at this. What's this supposed to be? You see? This is all falling apart.
There are several reasons behind the widespread existence of tofu-dreg projects. One is land finance and government business coalition. Local governments heavily rely on land sales for revenue, with about 70% of housing prices attributed to land costs and taxes. As a result, governments and real estate companies have aligned interests. To quickly obtain land sale revenue, governments often turn a blind eye to developers' qualifications and project quality. When tofu-dreg projects emerge, the government usually supports the developers. Furthermore, when quality issues arise, the quality assessment agencies, which are government-run, are reluctant to issue findings that favor homeowners. For example, in 2021, homeowners in a housing project in Xi'an protested against quality issues and local police detained them for disturbing public order, for speaking public outrage. This shows how local governments often suppress homeowners' voices to maintain social stability and protect their interests, rather than addressing the core issues. 2 is loopholes in the presale system. The presale system in China allows developers to sell properties before they are completed. The funds are stored in the designed bank account. The homeowners have no control or oversight. Developers often use bribes or misappropriate funds to acquire land, while local governments, focused on selling land, easily grant presale certificates. Some projects even pre-sell homes before construction begins. Developers pursue efficiency in land acquisition, design, construction, and pre-sales, maximizing profits, neglecting quality control in the process. For example, concrete curing requires 28 days to reach the designed strength, but developers may shorten this to 7 or 10 days, resulting in insufficient strength and structural safety risks. In addition, the pre-sale system often means homeowners buy homes based on plans and models, not actual properties. Home buyers rely on the developer's marketing and model homes, only to discover issues after delivery or even after living in the property for some time. Unfortunately, homeowners rarely achieve satisfactory results when fighting for their rights in China. 3 is problems in project management, investigation, design, construction, supervision, and acceptance. The investigation stage is often flawed, as the 2023 Tianjin County Garden case. When the foundation collapsed due to the failure to investigate karst structures during the design phase, design institutes often use ready-made templates to speed up the process, leading to mismatched foundations and structural designs. According to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Rural Development, around 10% of buildings across China have design or investigation defects, with high-rise buildings being especially prone to these issues. Some projects lack comprehensive structural calculations, relying only on experience to build, a common occurrence in smaller cities. The subcontracting of construction projects is another major case of tofu-dreg engineering. Developers pass the work on to main contractor, who then subcontracts further to multiple smaller contractors. Each layer of subcontracting reduces funds available for quality construction. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Rural Development survey shows that on average, construction projects have 3 to 5 layers of subcontracting, with some projects reaching up to 7. As funds are stripped away, construction quality deteriorates, often using substandard materials or hiring unqualified workers. The final line of defense for quality control is the acceptance process, but corruption has rendered it ineffective. During this process, construction companies often offer bribes or host banquets for inspectors to secure a pass on the quality assessment. In the construction industry, a red envelope, hongbao, is often used as a form of bribery. Construction companies might give these envelopes, typically filled with money, to government inspectors or officials in exchange for favorable treatment or to overlook substandard work. This is a common practice in many projects. In this case, the developer used such methods to ensure that the construction passed inspection despite the poor quality. The emergence of tofu-dreg projects is a reflection of the systemic issues in China's real estate industry. These problems stem from unchecked power within a totalitarian regime, where no real mechanisms of oversight exist. As long as the Chinese Communist Party remains in power, the problem of tofu-dreg projects will not be resolved.